Roosevelt Island is owned by the city but was leased to the New York State Urban Development Corporation for 99 years in 1969. Most of the residential buildings on Roosevelt Island are rental buildings. There is also a cooperative named Rivercross and a condominium building named Riverwalk. One rental building has left New York State Michael Lama housing program, though current residents are still protected. It is now called Roosevelt Landing. There are attempts to private three other buildings, includes the cooperative. The New York City Fire Department also maintains its Special Operation Command facility at 750 Main Street on the island. We are heading to Roosevelt Island by Roosevelt Island Bridge. It is a corner of 21st Street and 36th Avenue, Long Island City. There have only one way to go Roosevelt Island is Roosevelt Island Bridge. Roosevelt Island is a great place to see the city, downtown and especially uptown in its glory away from the crowd of the city. Roosevelt Island is a narrow piece of land that lies in the river between Manhattan and Queens.
Hello guys, we are on Roosevelt Island. The Roosevelt Island is on East River. Is between Manhattan Island and Long Island. Is only 2 mile length, 400 feet wide and 147 acres. Roosevelt Island once upon a time, its name was Welfare Island because there had several hospitals and prison. Right now it's a residential building. If you like to come in Roosevelt Island, you have to take the tram or F train, or you can drive from Astoria or Manhattan. It's around 10 to 15 minutes from Manhattan and 10 minutes from Astoria.
Roosevelt Island train station. There are only one train stop on Roosevelt Island is a F train. New York City Ferry has a landing on Roosevelt Island which connects to Astoria, Long Island City, East 34th Street and Wall Street on the Astoria line. Roosevelt Island Tram is North America's first commuter rail tramway, built in the 17th before the F train started making a stop on the island. The tram provides a beautiful view of Manhattan Upper East Side and the East River. Even though it's not operated by the MTA, it conveniently takes MetroCard. The Roosevelt Island tramway provides the most modern rail tramway in the world, running every 7 to 15 minutes from East 59th Street and 2nd Avenue in Manhattan to Tramway Plaza on Roosevelt Island. Just a short walk from the Blackwell house is the Chapel of the Good Shepherd. It was built in 1889 based on design by the architect Frederick Clark Weather, who was famous for making churches in the Gothic Revival style. It was originally built to serve the residents of Roosevelt Island various almshouses, although these days the chapel is primarily used as a community center. It was designated an NYC landmark in 1976 and restored in 2003. The Blackwell House, built in 1796. The Blackwell House was once the home of James Blackwell, whose father's wife, stepfather, Captain John Manning, was granted control of the island after it was seized from the Dutch by the English in 1666. At that time, it became known as Manning Island. When Blackwell inherited in the island, it became known as Blackwell Island, which was the island name for over 100 years. Eventually, New York City bought it, the cottage and turned into living quarters for wardens of the island almshouses, hospital, and prison. The Blackwell House became a part of the National Register of Historical Places in 1972 and is today undergoing a renovation that will turn into a community center. The Octagon, what's now attached to an apartment block complex, was once the main entrance to the New York City Lunatic Asylum, built in 1834. It was one of the first facilities for the mentally ill in the country. In 2006, the building was converted to residential use, and today the Octagon Tower is a highly sustainable building thanks to its utilization of solar panel and fuel cells. According to Green Building Element, the Octagon was actually the first residential building to be powered by a 400 kilowatt fuel cell. It's estimated that the building reduces its carbon emission by 790 metric tons annually. Roosevelt Island Lighthouse is known as a Blackwell Island Lighthouse, built in 1872. Inmates of the island built the tall 50-foot lighthouse using the island-owned stone. Like the Smallpox Hospital, it was designed by famous architect James Renwick Jr. in his signature Gothic Revival style. Originally, the lighthouse helped sailors navigate the East Rivers. Cornell Tech builds on the legacy of academic innovation started by the Scenic Laboratory, a joint venture between Cornell University and Israel Institute of Technology. Cornell Tech was one of the Mayor Michael Bloomberg's economic development initiative. The master plan was designed by Skidmore. Although the full 12-acre campus is not expected to be fully complete until 2037, you can currently admit the Bloomberg Center, the city's first net zero building, which means it only uses electricity that is created itself. The Tata Innovation Center and the house opened in 2017. The 7-acre South Point Park brings together everything people love about Roosevelt Island. Big lawns, gardens, great views. If you like twisting parks or cozy places to relax, South Point Park is the place for you. The Streaker Laboratory, also designed by Frederick Clark Withers. The Streaker Laboratory was built in 1892 as the first laboratory in the US designed solely for the purpose of pathological and bacteriological research. Many of the doctors who cut their teeth at Streaker would go on to make historic contribution to laboratory sciences in the first half of the 20th century. This day, the building served as a power conversion station for the subway line that ran under the island. In 1973, Whitefair Island was renamed Roosevelt Island in honor of former President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who also served as a governor of New York from 1929 to 1933. The same year, late architect Louis Kahn revolved plan for a memorial, but his park and monument did not come to fruition until October 2012 under the For Freedom Park Conservancy. In addition to a 6-foot tall bronze casting of FDR, For Freedom Park contained 120 little leaf linden trees, a 60 square foot open plaza of granite, a 340 foot long triangular lawn, and a rock barrier of the island is made of 11,000 cubic yards of hand-placed granite. The Smallpox Hospital, also known as the Renwick Smallpox Hospital or the Renwick Ruin, is a historical building located on the southern tip of Roosevelt Island in New York City. It was originally built in 1856-57 as a hospital to treat patients with smallpox, a highly contagious and deadly viral disease. At the time of its construction, smallpox was a major public health concern in New York City, and the hospital was designed to isolate patients and prevent the spread of the disease. The hospital was built in a Gothic Revival style, with a striking red brick facade and distinct tipped pointed arches. The hospital was in operation for over 100 years, and it treated thousands of patients with smallpox during that time. However, as vaccination and improved the public health measures reduced the incidence of smallpox, the hospital became less necessary, and it was eventually closed in the 1950s. In the years since its closure, the smallpox hospital has fallen into disrepair, and it is now a ruin. However, the building remains an important historic landmark, and it was added to the National Register of Historic Places in 1972. In recent years, there have been efforts to restore the building and turn into a museum or cultural center. Roosevelt Island offers nice riverside walk without crowd and amazing view of Manhattan Upper East Side. The teeny island is located in the middle of East River, parallel to Manhattan East 46th Street to 85th Street. The view of Manhattan East Side is amazing from Roosevelt Island, especially at sunshine and sunset. Beautiful skyline view of the city and the Queensboro Bridge. An empty wood bench with beautiful flowering pink cherry blossom trees along the East River during spring on Roosevelt Island of New York City. If you want a daytime view, consider a trip in the morning before 10 a.m. For excellent sunset view, head out on the tram at 7 p.m. instead.